one and all to the K.O.E. Nation Knife Reviews. Just like so many of you folks, I am on the never-ending journey to find that perfect blade. We're going to grade every blade on a 5-star scale as a tool, as a self-defense implement, and as a knife overall. Also, would we replace this knife if we lost it, and should you add it to your collection? Most important of all, without further ado, let's get to this knife review.
Hello everybody, this is Tony fucking G coming back to you for the K.O.E. Nation knife review of the Spyderco Harpy of Hannibal fame. This is one that Phil raved quite a bit about. I know Chicken's also got one as well. Phil gave me this to use and take for a few weeks, and I'll be frank right out of the gate, this is one I've been a bigger fan of than a lot of the other knives he's given me to use and try out. I didn't think this one was going to work very well for me and what I do throughout the week, but shockingly, this one really exceeded some expectations. I know this one's not off the rack cheap, so that makes sense. This is a quality knife. I really like the way this one presents. It looks a little, I don't know, at first it looks like it doesn't close right, you know, like it should close deeper, like it's not going to fit in your pocket nice, but honestly, this is one of the better ones. It's pretty thin. Yeah, it's slim. It fits in your pocket nicely. The clip is really good. It's got the 3 nuts in there. It's a really tight clip, but it's got a good gap here, so it sits on your pocket really well. I really like the clip. I really like the way this sits. And I like the way I can pull it off of my pocket because it's got enough of a gap, but the clip is tight, so it pulls out good. I really like that. As far as opening, there's no nub to flick it open. There is a hole, and your thumb does fit in that pretty nicely, but it doesn't flick open. You get about 90, and it looks kind of like a vulture sitting on a power line. And then you just take your thumb and you kind of open it all the way. At first I didn't think I'd like that, but I kind of got used to it. Closes nice. It stays closed. It's not like, I don't know, once that mechanism wears out, it might be a little, yeah, it might not be great. But yeah, opens nice. It's smooth. And then once it's in, it's in. Like that locks tight. Here's your release back here. And when you do release it, it just kind of drops, so you get used to that. I don't know. Honestly, I've seen worse. I've seen a lot better in terms of opening and closing. And I really had to adjust to how this one specifically does it, but I kind of got used to it because it's a quality blade. It's a quality knife, so I was able to look past a few of those things in terms of just the quality alone on this. So let's grade this first as a tool. This is where I thought I was going to really not like it. Kind of blows me away though. Look at the serrations on this. It's kind of it's got big serrated gaps and it's got small serrated gaps. And this is, it's a great carving tool. And it's not a straight blade. It's got a wicked curve here. And obviously you can see the tip, big hook curve on that. I was actually able to use this on some instances at work where I would have needed like a pair of needle nose pliers or vice grips or something to get like a spline straw out of a groove. And I was actually able to take this and kind of work it like a lever and pull that thing out. Like this worked as a tool very well. That hook cuts boxes open really nicely. The serrations are strong enough. They're not overly sharp, but they do saw very nicely. So I'll be frank, this as a tool I thought I was going to hate. I was prepared to give it a very low score, but I'm going to give it a 3 as a tool. Personally, it worked well for some of the random things I had to do, so that kind of blew me away. As a self-defense item, looks awesome. This is how you'd have to hold it though, like this, in a boxing stance, right? Because you ain't gonna stab anybody with this. The hook on the blade, look at this. it's not pointed, it's not a straight knife, so you've got to slash. This would have to be a slashing tool. You can't stab with this. Not that I would condone that anyway, but this is a slashing defense. So I give it a 2 as a self-defense. And again, you might want something that opens a little more fluidly for that reason. Again, it pulls off my pocket really well. It's just opening and closing and actually doing something with it that you'd run into problems. As a knife, though, I'm going to give this a solid 4 stars because this is a quality piece of knife. I really like the material. I like the design. There's a couple things I'd improve upon, but overall, as a knife, yeah, I'm going to give this 4 stars. I personally really liked this one. And it's handsome, it's sharp, it catches the eye. Nobody was offended by this one when I handed it to them to use, if they asked for a knife. Whereas, people thought this thing, the CRKT, was a piece of shit. People practically laughed at this Cold Steel Kudu Light. And don't even get me started on the fucking brick that is the true multi-tool hunk of shit. Yeah, this is one that actually nobody was offended by when I let them use. So, yeah, this one, it's a good knife. It looks cool. It's got a bit of a unique little movie cameo. That's cool too, but it doesn't make the knife, but it doesn't hurt anything. There are a few design things I'd change. This would definitely rank higher if there was a higher quality mechanism on the opening. And a couple other little things for me personally, but overall, this is a very solid knife, and I want to say this is like, it's under 100, but it's around that area, if I believe memory serves correctly, MSRP. So do your research, and if this is something that you can actually hold in your hand and try out, you might really like this one. So that is my honest review of the Spyderco Harpy for you here at the K.O.E. Nation. We'll catch you on the next one.